All right, so we're gonna go over an entry to the lockdown. So Daniel's standing. This is just one of many options that we have from this position. If I want to get from open guard or a butterfly with him standing, then to our half guard, and just introduce you to some lockdown concepts. So I'm going to scoot in. I want to get ankle to ankle here. You could hook here already or have this set. This could also be extended. Elbow deep behind the knee, and I'm going to shoot my arm on the inside of his knee and underhook it. So I'm going to pull his knee down onto me. My partner may post on the hands. If he takes his hands up, or he didn't have them down in the first place, then I can use this and lift him to bring that down. But I want to make sure I maintain a connection here. This is our mini stomp. And now I can stretch Daniel out. So I'm going to stretch him out. He's likely to drop his base. I'm going to turn to my side, and I make an underhook. I want to keep low by his hip, and he's going to overhook me immediately. If he didn't overhook me, then I would pop up and take his back. Now that his knee is below my hip through that extension, I can step over his knee, and I use my shoelaces underneath his shoelaces to secure my lockdown. And now just an easy way to feel what to do with your lockdown is I extend my leg, I lift his foot up, and I make a circle. Now he's likely to post, but what I want him to do is just keep the overhook so that we feel what it's like to off balance your partner with the lockdown. So that will just end up being our setup for a bunch of things, because generally people will defend that, but reps on that will help you get a secure grip with your lockdown, and then also you'll understand where to direct your partner's weight. So one more time, I'm gonna go in. We can also start, let's start a little bit lower and bend your knees, and then we're gonna have our hands set here. So I'm gonna grab the hands, scoot in, and then I'm going to hook the knee. Underhook. Now I extend. I fall to the side. Underhook, staying low on Daniel. I step over, shoelace to shoelace. He's going to keep the overhook on this one. I lift up his foot, and then I take him to the side. And then from there, you can work whatever pass you like. All right, thanks guys. Now we're going to use that same setup, but we're going to go into the electric chair when the person bases, because usually that whip off to the side, like they're gonna resist. Sometimes people will realize you're doing the electric chair to them, and then they will, then they will go with it. So like, I'm not getting submitted with this, I'll just get swept. And that occurs. Okay, so now we're gonna go in. And you can use, there's a bunch of entries to this, so this is just the one we happen to do. So here, over, extend on the side, step over, I got my lockdown in. Now, I'm already underhooked on his leg, which is great for my electric chair setup. Now I'm gonna circle him this way, but he's gonna base. So when I go over, now I'm gonna bring my arm through, and I make a C above his elbow. And now I've elongated our base. What I wanna do for the electric chair is get up on my elbow and my knee, and I wanna make sure that his hips are kinda up, and I'm driving him into the mat and splitting him. So it should feel like you're doing like front splits, okay? Now, I've had to do this on children, people of all sizes, really bendy people, smaller women. I've entered all kinds of grappling divisions. I'm just kidding. I don't know, it just happens to be that I've worked with a lot of people that are bendy, okay? So if you work with people that are bendy and really flexible, and they can do the splits that way, you won't get a submission. So here's the thing that I've used to get the submission on people, and what this does is the lockdown side, the leg that I'm holding onto here, I end up stretching out the hip flexor on that instead. So what I do is I twist him back this way. Okay, so that'll get this hip. Instead of just here, this is like front splits. That's just sending the legs apart. Daniel's kind of limber, So now here, I'm gonna bring his foot behind him like you're trying to do like the elephant stretch or any of the hip flexor openers, the couch stretch, like a hurdler stretch, right? So I do it out this way, and I twist it. Okay, so you guys can play with that. Now, even if you run into a really flexible person, sometimes people won't even tap to that. Maybe they're just super limber overall. I keep my shoulder below, hands are locked. Then I post up, and I stay low, shoulder below the knee, and then I can go for the cradle, lock my hands, I like to hook here with the left foot on the shin, that way he won't be able to follow me. If I go here and I just unhook this, he might be able to track me with his leg or something. So here, that just keeps it in place. Block the knee, and then we have our side control. So one more time. And we'll go ahead and engage the hands the same way. Here, I'm gonna scoot in, hook, dive under, lift, extend, underhook, achieve my lockdown. Now I extend, lift, and I take him over to the side. Block the arm. This is gonna manage the space here with my frame. From here at backstroke, I want his knee just barely hanging off my shoulder, and I pull him in tight. I can go for my submission here, or twist it back behind and go there. Even if that's not successful, or they just concede. Sometimes guys will just concede the sweep. So like if he goes to his shoulders, now it's gonna be hard to submit him. If I really wanna be a dick, then I'll go here and I'll drag him out and belly him out anyway. But if they concede, then I'll go to my elbow or my hand, stay low, and then we can get our side